One game changed everything. The Knicks just stole home court in NBA Finals. The Vegas Golden Knights are 2 wins away from putting Carolina in a hole almost nobody escapes. And after one round in Muirfield Village, some of the biggest names in golf are already playing catch-up. Breaking down what matters, what doesn't, and which overreactions are actually worth your money. Let's go! Tommy Trends hanging here with you. It's Off the Hook, sports talk that pays off, powered by Pikkit. We're up against the puck drop, and we're going to hit it and quit it. But I wanted to come on here and do a little overreaction Thursday real quick before Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final starts. And get you set up for that, get you the Pikkit Play of the Day, which is up right now on our Twitter/X page, whatever the fuck you're calling it, at OTH Sports Pod. The Pikkit Play of the Day is there. You can go check it out. Fuck it, I'm just going to tell you. Vegas Golden Knights remortgage the house, whatever the fuck you're going to do. Vegas Golden Knights money line, plus 140. That's the Pikkit Play of the Day. So there you go. And massive Game 2 tonight between the Golden Knights and the Hurricanes. We'll take a look at who's cooked at Muirfield Village in the Memorial Golf Tournament. And we'll get you the Tommy Trend of the Day. We'll recap the Pikkit Play of the Day. And, fuck it. Let's just do it. Let's get right into it. NBA Finals, Game 1. You know, it doesn't seem to matter if it's a blowout, a tight game, a late deficit, whatever the situation, these Knicks are proving tough to beat. And last night, the Knicks didn't just win Game 1. They changed the entire conversation around this NBA Finals. And New York walked into San Antonio, and they owned that shit. They were an underdog. They fell behind by 14 points in the third quarter, and then they ended up winning by 10. So you had a 24-point swing in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. And in the process of that was our Pikkit Play of the Day. Took the Knicks money line last night, plus 175. And we told you, how can you bet against the Knicks? We told you, take the money line, and one of the strongest and craziest betting trends that we've seen in years cashed. And this trend looked absolutely ridiculous when we were talking about it yesterday. So the Knicks were, depending on what book you were using, a 4.5, 5-point dog. And, of course, they won outright. But this trend is now running 12. This is the 12th year now that this trend is cashed. The trend that is absolutely bonkers is an NBA Finals outright winner is now 63-3-3 against the spread in the last 12 seasons. That's over a 95% cover rate. That is just stupid. That is ludicrous. That is absolutely fucking diabolical. And it's just, those words might not even be strong enough to describe that trend. So what that basically means is, look, if you're scared, right, get a dog, right? So people are taking the Knicks plus the points. Listen, with over a 95% cover rate, you should be taking the money line and taking the plus money. So the angle here, if you like the Knicks, don't get cute. Just take the money line. So last night, the Knicks were getting 4.5, maybe 5. Maybe you got them at 5.5 if you took it early. Look, take the money line. It was plus 175-ish, depending on what book you were using. It cashed, right? And that was our Pikkit Play of the Day, which we are now 10-4 on our Pikkit Plays of the Days. And listen, if you're following the Pikkit Plays of the Days, you're making money. And if you're not, welcome aboard. Get on the train. We're looking to go 11-4 after tonight, when the Vegas Golden Knights go up 2-0 over the Carolina Hurricanes when they cash that Pikkit Play of the Day tonight. So we are 10-4 in the Pikkit Plays of the Day. Look, it's not a fluke anymore. This is the run. We're on a heater. So, again, the second trend that also hit that we talked about yesterday, NBA Finals games have now gone 30-13-1 toward the under in the last 44 NBA Finals games. It's almost 70% lean toward the under in NBA Finals games. And you see the market adjusting already. Somewhere, last night's line was somewhere in 217 and a half, 218, 218 and a half. 200 was the total points last night. And the markets are starting to adjust for game two. And we'll get into that. But game one, what a game. I said Knicks in 6 yesterday. I still think Knicks in 6, or maybe even less now. But what a game you had yesterday, right from the tip. And watch. There's something to be said about Jalen Brunson. Love him or hate him, he's just got that swagger. You saw him walking into the arena pregame, postgame. He wasn't happy because Jalen Brunson. See, here's the thing: if you watch the highlights, or if you just look at a box score and you see he got over 25 points, you might think, "Oh, well, Jalen Brunson type game." Jalen Brunson didn't play his best ball last night, and the Knicks still won. And we said the Knicks are 8-9 people deep, and they're just seasoned veterans. They know how to get it done. But Jalen Brunson, watching him in pregame, and being in the Philadelphia area, fortunate to watch him and Josh Hart and Bridges play at Villanova and get the local coverage there. Jalen Brunson, he's got that it. He's got that swagger. This isn't, it's not just a streak with him as a closer. This guy closes games, and he's big time. And you see it in his pregame. You just see he is locked in. And watching the pregame, he was locked in last night. Didn't have his greatest game, but when the Knicks needed him, he was right there at fourth quarter. Jalen Brunson's averaging as 8.2 or 8.3 points in the fourth quarter in playoffs, and second best. And the leader in fourth quarter averages in NBA playoffs is Michael Jordan, just a tick above 9 points in the fourth quarter in NBA playoff games. Jalen Brunson, a little bit over, I think it's 8.2 or 8.3 point per game average in fourth quarter in NBA playoffs. Right there next to Jordan. And the fourth quarter came around, and Knicks needed Brunson, and he was right there. But you could see it from pregame on, and just his demeanor. He was locked in. Knicks haven't lost since April 23rd. Are they gonna lose? Or are they just gonna sweep San Antonio? I don't think they sweep them. But this Knicks team, doesn't matter what they're up against. You can't count them out. And they're still getting disrespected. And we'll get into the lines for game two in just a bit. But the Knicks just refuse to go away. You're down 65-51 with 6:31 left in the third quarter. And it looked like it was going to be all Spurs taking control of the series and winning game one at home. But then again, there's Jalen Brunson, right? Fourth quarter, and he's right there. We'll get into Josh Hart in just a minute. But Brunson was right there in the fourth quarter, as expected. And, they just, you can't count them out. I just don't know how you count them out. Brunson last night was just unbelievable in the fourth quarter. You thought the Spurs were going to seize control. You had the home crowd, all right? Everything was tilted your way with that lead. And then the fourth quarter happened. And it was lights out. And let's talk about Josh Hart for a second. So again, we talk about watching a game versus looking at a box score. And Josh Hart, if you look at the box score, not a great shooting night. But Josh Hart was all over the place. Offensive game struggled. Josh Hart had 15 boards, 6 assists, 4 steals, and he seemed to be in the mix on just about every single play on both ends of the floor. Plus 22 when Josh Hart was on the court, and it seemed like whenever he was on the court, he had his hands on every loose ball. He was scrappy. He was aggressive. He was a flat-out menace last night. And listen, the graphic says it right there. Every Batman needs a Robin to win a championship. And if you look back historically, Go all the way back. These teams that have won, they've had a Batman and a Robin, so to speak. And he is the Robin to Batman Brunson. And Josh Hart is just he was guarding Wemby at times, and we said that was going to be that rotation, right? Him on Wemby, OG Anunoby on Wemby, Karl Anthony Towns. Dude just balled out last night. Karl Anthony Towns, probably one of the best, if not the game was. I mean, if you're Chet Holmgren and you're watching that, that's all fucking people asked Chet Holmgren to do was be a little aggressive and make Wemby earn it, and he fell short. And listen, Karl Anthony Towns is not Shaquille O'Neal, but Karl Anthony Towns was aggressive. He made him work for it, and you could see that it clearly got him flustered, right? But again, going back to Josh Hart, this kid, he's just on another level, and when you get a so-so game from Brunson, that's scary. And if you're San Antonio, you should be scared that you got a so-so game from Brunson, but then everybody else stepped up. I mean, Shamet, 13 points off the bench. Jose Alvarado, 7 points off the bench. Now, you're going to say 7 points. Listen, if you can get 7 points from Jose Alvarado every game, you'll take it. And, I'm sure Knicks fans at the watch party, Knicks fans at the game, Knicks fans everywhere were probably holding their breath multiple times. One being when Brunson looked like he tweaked his knee on a freak play. And then the ankle. And that's where you had Jose Alvarado come in and hold it down. And then Brunson came back. But I'm sure that watch party, I'm sure you could probably hear a pin drop there at the watch party at MSG, or if you're a Knicks fan at your house, whatever. But you had to be holding your breath when Brunson, with those two, with the knee and the ankle. But again, looking at, 7 points from Jose Alvarado, Sean at 13 points off the bench. We said the Knicks are 8-9 deep, and that's what matters. And to be honest, the Knicks starting five, these guys won it. I'm not saying the Spurs don't want it, but these guys won it, and they're determined, and they're veterans. And that's a big difference, because outside of Wemby, now you had Harper step up last night. He coming out party, so to speak. He's been improving as the playoffs have gone on. He's a young kid. Grew up a Knicks fan, right? But this kid is built for this. And shame on Mitch Johnson for not having Harper in down the stretch. You got to fix that. You have got to fix that. And the Spurs, you can see they were tired. The shots they were throwing up, they had to think. If you watch the Spurs throughout the playoffs, when they're present and right there, and they're flowing, and they jump on you, they're going to roll. But when they're forced to think, they're going to make errors. He had the ball in his hands so much at the turnover late in the game. The Knicks had almost 11 days? I forget. They had almost 2 weeks to prep for this team. Meanwhile, the Thunder and Spurs series goes 7. So, if you give, now Mike Brown isn't the greatest coach in the league. He's a good coach. But you give any coach that amount of time to prep and the players to prep and learn tendencies, right? It's hard to stop. And the Spurs just looked like they were trying to, it almost looked like they were trying to buy into the analytics, and Mitch Johnson was coaching scared. And instead of just letting the game come to him, Harper should have been in there down the stretch. You go to your hot hand, you leave him in. Who cares about De'Aaron Fox and his contract? How much? You want to win the game. Doesn't matter. This is it. It's do or die. There is no, this is it, right? So roll with your hot hand. And he didn't. And now the Spurs come out better prepared, most likely, um, for game two. But again, it's almost like he was coaching scared, and instead of just letting the game come to him and then make the adjustments, and it's like he almost like, well, this guy has to be in because of this matchup and whatever. Where the Knicks, that's what matters when you have a veteran team and these guys who have been around the league and they're down by 10 or they're down by 14 or they're down by whatever. The Cavs series in game one, they're down by 22. It doesn't phase them. They just chip away and chip away and chip away, and they're methodical at the approach, and nothing flusters them. And that's what you saw last night, right? Brunson took over in the fourth quarter, and that's expected, and they know that, right? That's just it didn't phase them, and then it looked like the Spurs, and they just looked tired. Everything about them just looked tired. And then they just gave one up at home. And I said it, I think the Knicks have less pressure playing on the road. And I think the Knicks can win and steal game two as well. I think all these games are going to be close. But I think I still think the Knicks, seeing them play. Karl Anthony Towns, he was just aggressive all over the place. Forcing Wemby into bad shots, just disrupting the flow. And listen, I've said this before on here, and this new style of the NBA, it just irritates the fuck out of me. When you see people like Wemby and Embiid, hell, fucking Karl Anthony Towns chucked up a three from the Larry O'Brien, almost at the Larry O'Brien logo at center court. What the fuck are you doing? Wemby took 9 threes. What? These guys who are shooting threes. Listen, if you're over like 6'8", 6'9", I don't even want you beyond the foul line. These guys are just shooting threes and just chucking the ball up. There's no way in hell Wemby should be taking 9 threes. That is absurd. Even Karl Anthony Towns, for him to take that one, that was just a rush shot. I don't even know what the hell the point of him taking that shot was. But anyway, these big guys just lurk around. The only time you should be that high up past the foul line is if you're setting a screen and then you're rolling to the basket. This bullshit of these threes with these guys, there's other guys that can shoot. We don't need to get down there and just bang on the boards and grab a fucking rebound or 2 or 3. And don't worry about a 3-point shot. But they got to change that. And if Wemby comes out in game 2 and starts firing off threes again, it's lights out. He should not be shooting 9 threes. Yeah, I don't know. It just the Knicks they had a plan. They stuck to the plan, and they got it done. And Spurs had some moments. Harper was, again, Wemby did his thing from a stat sheet perspective, but Harper was really their guy last night, and they went away from him. And he wasn't in down the stretch, which I don't get it. You're at home, you had control in the third quarter, and you still couldn't close. That's a problem. So, this is the best team you've faced in the playoffs. And I get it. You're going to say, well, Oklahoma City won the championship last year. I could say the Knicks are the best team the Spurs faced because the Knicks are seasoned veterans. They're deep. They're a lot bigger than OKC. And their offense is just roll. This is the best offensive team in the playoffs versus probably the best defensive team in the playoffs. Here's a stat. In this 12-game run, the Knicks historically have played the best 12 games in NBA history. Here's the chart. They're plus 272 in this 12-game stretch, winning 12 in a row. It's not a fluke. I mean, that's why they're so poised. And, they're still getting disrespected in the betting market, which is mind-blowing to me. Even going into this series, they're getting disrespected, and people were saying it's the Spurs just because they knocked off Oklahoma City. Look, no disrespect to Oklahoma City. You're a nice team, but the Spurs were the better team. Before that series started, I said the Spurs are going to win that series. Just because of Wemby alone and the size. And Holmgren couldn't match up, and we saw it. Spurs advanced. Spurs are not a better team than the Knicks. Not from a betting market. I mean, I'll take the plus money until the market adjusts, but there's no way you get me to bet against the Knicks. Not last night, not tomorrow, not at home. Unless I see this Spurs team adjust and change something in game 2, I mean, you're getting the plus money with the Knicks, and you're still getting it for game 2. Spurs team's got to come out with a better game plan. The Knicks had a plan, and they stuck to it even when they were down by 14. I mean, it's the weird spot that the Spurs are still favored in game 2. Knicks are favored to win the series, but the Spurs are still favored in game 2. The total is dropping. The total is down to, I believe, it's around 214. Let me see the latest line here. I think it's around like 214 for game 2 for the total. But you're still getting plus money with the Knicks. All right, let's see. So here you go. 214, 215, 215 and a half. So the market adjusts a little bit based on the trend of these, the under, leaning toward the under at almost 70% of the last 44 NBA Finals games have gone under. So the market did adjust a little bit there. But right now, I mean, the Knicks right now on Novig are plus 203 money line. It's absurd. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how you look. I didn't see enough from San Antonio that's telling me that they're a 2-1 favorite right now over the Knicks. But I don't see it. Take the money with the Knicks. And don't be scared. Don't take the Knicks getting 6.5. Take the plus money with the Knicks. And put the odds in your favor. Because we said it. It's now over a 95% cover rate for NBA Finals teams. 63. Let me read it to you again. The stat that we talked about yesterday. Hang on, my paper is all, fucking mess over here. But this is a stat we talked about yesterday. 63, 3-3 against the spread. Outright NBA Finals winners the past 12 seasons. 63, 3-3 against the spread. Now the last 12 seasons. Better than 95% cover rate. Don't take the points. If you bet the Knicks, take the money line. That's what it's telling you. And you know what? If the Knicks lose, all right, well, you can go to bed at night knowing that you're on the right side of that. Better than 95% cover rate. That's historical. So Knicks go in. It's still home court. They're up 1-0. We got game 2 tomorrow. Was this just one game? Did the Knicks expose something here with San Antonio? The concern, and like I said, isn't the Spurs that you lost, is that you had the game. You were up 14. You're at home. And you couldn't close, and that's a problem. So now, somehow the Spurs are still favored, but the Knicks winning that game, they now put more pressure on the Spurs, as if they needed any more pressure in heading into game 2. Now you got to make them respond. And like we said, the betting market's in a weird spot because the Spurs are still a 2-1 favorite over the Knicks to win this game 2, but yet the Knicks are still favored in the series. Yeah, I don't know. But that was the Pikkit play of the day. Knicks plus 175 money line yesterday. And like I said, we're now 10-4 in the Pikkit plays of the day. We're not apologizing for taking Knicks with the plus money. We tell you, I mean, the number's telling you. But again, do with it as you wish. But Knicks steal game 1. Now the question is, can the Spurs answer? Can they come out more prepared? Do they have a better plan? Are they going to adjust? Or did Brunson and the Knicks just put this series exactly where they wanted it, and then going home to New York for game 3? So, yeah, we'll see what happens game 2 tomorrow night, and we'll shift gears. NHL Stanley Cup game 2 is tonight. Vegas stole one, the first one in Carolina, and now we got game 2, puck drop in about 3 minutes. But the Hurricanes dropping that first game at home, despite being up 2-0 to start the game. Vegas winning 5-4, and Vegas never panicked. They stuck to their script, stuck to their plan, and prevailed at the end. They were composed, and now they're up 1-0. And like we gave you at the top of the show, the Pikkit play of the day, Vegas money line plus 140. That's a Pikkit play of the day tonight. I think Vegas takes the first 2 here. I mean, if you look at it, Golden Knights lead the playoffs with 7 comeback wins entering tonight. They had 21 comeback wins during the regular season. And they have this proven formula, and it proves that they can come from behind even when they're down and out. I mean, the amount of confidence that team gained beating the Avalanche, like I said, I felt like we didn't get the best from them throughout the season, and they're just starting to play their best hockey right now. What a better time to play it. Carolina, they know that they can play better. Brindamore wasn't hiding after game 1. They just said they didn't feel like they didn't play their best hockey. That's fair. But you got to control the puck. You got to win the power play. I mean, Vegas Golden Knights power play is, I believe it's 20, a little over 20% on the power play. And Carolina is like 12%. So anything above 20, is a good number. Carolina power play 12.5%. Vegas 23.9%. Vegas penalty kill almost 88%. So if Carolina, we said it the other night, if Carolina doesn't improve the power play, that gives Vegas a massive edge, and they have to do that tonight. Now, I didn't think you'd get 9 goals scored in the first game. Thought it'd be a little bit lower. They come out tight. I kind of figured, like last night's NBA Finals game 1, it would be lower scoring, and I thought so. The NHL game 1 as well, and it wasn't. They got 9 goals. I don't think you get 9 tonight. I think you get a little bit better defensive effort. Well, you have to from Carolina, but I mean, this is massive for Carolina. And if you look back historically, Carolina's had its ups and downs in the playoffs when they were supposed to advance, and they didn't get it done. I mean, you can't go down 2-0 going back to Vegas. Just looking at Stanley Cup Finals history, teams that take a 2-0 lead in the best of 7 final go on to win the cup over 90% of the time. 90% win rate if you go up 2-0. I mean, Carolina loses tonight, they're cooked. I don't care. I don't care if they win game 3 in Vegas. Carolina's cooked if they lose tonight. Carolina's cooked, dead, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. You want to call it a must win? Call it a must win. Maybe it is. Carolina's still favorite. They're getting roughly 92% of the money, and about 73% of your tickets are leaning toward the Hurricanes. So the public bettors, the sharp bettors, are all lining up, throwing money on Carolina. But we're on Vegas money line, plus 140. I do expect Carolina to respond here, but I don't know. Yeah, I still just think you're getting this Vegas team. Everybody's counting them out, and I know how you count out that team that just wiped up the floor with the Avalanche, and they got disrespected at the start of the Stanley Cup Final. But I think Vegas, Vegas is the better team. You can see it. I don't know, but I do think Carolina responds tonight, and I think you get a little less offense. I don't think you get 9 goals. If we get 10 fucking goals, I'll eat my words tomorrow on this show. But I don't see it. So we'll see what Carolina does. Puck's dropping like now. But as far as Vegas, I mean, Vegas attacked the middle of the ice. They got pucks in the slot, and they forced the Hurricanes defense to be completely out of their element, so to speak. I mean, look at the goals. Carlson scored from the slot. Barbashev scored from the middle. Howden scored from the middle. Hurdle scored the game winner, and he was working the puck in the danger zone. That's a blueprint. You're not going to beat the Hurricanes if you're going to play along the boards all night. You're going to attack the middle, and Vegas did it over and over and over again. So it starts with the top line, Carolina. Aho, Jarvis, Svechnikov, those 3 need to be better. They combined for only 5 shots on goal in game 1. I think you can hopefully get a little bit better effort if you're a Hurricanes fan. You spent too much time defending and not enough time creating in game 1. And that's basically, if you listen to Brindamore's presser, that's basically what he said. The Hurricanes need that line generating pressure in the offensive zone. Not one and done shifts. No perimeter chances. They need real offensive zone time. And then we'd said it. The power play is another concern and controlling the puck. And interestingly, you had none of these teams, Carolina or Vegas, neither one of those teams scored in the power play in game 1. But I mean, at least if you're at almost 24% in the power play, and we said anything above 20% is good, but you're at almost the Golden Knights are almost 24% in the power play, and Carolina's at like 12 or 12 and a half. I mean, we said it. Vegas definitely has confidence in their power play. Carolina, not so much. So interesting that both neither one of those teams scored on a power play in the first game. I think that changes tonight. But, Golden Knights scored power play goals in 11 of 17 of their playoff games. And all throughout the postseason, Carolina's power play has been a problem. I mean, you're at fucking 12.5%. No shit, it's a problem. Fucking terrible. And then the Vegas penalty kills, damn near 90%. It's a recipe for disaster if you're Carolina. When your penalty kills it, you're 90%. How the fuck are you going to score a power play goal? So I think Carolina is going to be desperate tonight. They know what's at stake. You're going to get the crowd behind you. I don't think effort is going to be an issue for Carolina. But the Golden Knights have shown that they don't need to dominate games. They just need to hang around long enough and then capitalize on the mistakes. And that's what happened the other night in game 1. But Carolina wins. We got a series. If not, they're cooked. They're dead. They got a 2-0 lead heading back home. And they might have one hand already in the Stanley Cup if they go up 2-0 tonight. So, yeah, should be a good one. Just underway, game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals. And we'll see what happens. Hopefully, if you're a Hurricanes fan, hopefully your team responds better and has a better game plan. We'll see. But let's get you caught up on the golf. First round from Muirfield Village today, the Memorial. And we'll see who's cooked. And, great weather, fast and firm course. And you saw, if you watched it, the sound of, the sound of the ball hitting the fairway of the greens, so loud. Everything was playing firm and fast. And after 18 holes, round one complete, you got a four-way tie at the top. Tommy Fleetwood, Wyndham Clark, J.J. Spawn, Ryan Gerard, all 5 under par and share a first-round lead in Dublin, Ohio there at the Memorial. Let's look at Tommy Fleetwood. I think his odds when we were on here yesterday was like plus 3,300 or plus 3,500 as an outright winner. And we said 7 of the last 10 outright winners at the Memorial came from odds at plus 2,200 or lower. So Tommy Fleetwood was right on that cut line as far as if you're looking at the betting trends for this tournament. But Tommy Fleetwood, this might be the most interesting guy on the leaderboard if you look at how he played. He put together one of the cleanest rounds out there in Ohio today. He birdied the first, the third, the fifth, the ninth, and 15th hole. First, third, fifth, ninth, 15th holes. Tommy Fleetwood birdied those holes. He had a clean card, not one single bogey on his card. 5 birdies, 13 pars, and no mistakes. Pretty much damn near perfect round for Tommy Fleetwood. And that's how you fire off 67 in the opening round. First 9, carded a 32, and came home shooting a 35 for a 67. Best Memorial round of his career. Now, this is his 3rd straight appearance at the Memorial and the best score that he's ever recorded there. He's just, we said he'd be right there. It's just if you're playing that betting trend, he just missed the cut line at that plus 3,300 number. So you got Tommy Fleetwood in a 4-way tie. Another great start, another great opportunity to maybe win this thing. Is, the question with Fleetwood has always been, can he finish one? He finally finished one, but hasn't done so since. So again, can Fleetwood get it done? I mean, still got 3 more rounds. Weather's supposed to be, I believe, a little bit. I think the wind is supposed to pick up tomorrow a little bit, so that's going to have an impact on these guys. So we'll see if Fleetwood can maintain throughout the remaining 3 rounds at the Memorial. But it would be nice to see him there in contention at least. Just can he finish it? Same thing with Ludwig. Can he finish? That's a question with him. Alex Smalley, can he finish? But again, and the big talk of this tournament is Scheffler has won 2 in a row. Can he make it 3, which is damn near impossible to win 3 in a row in anything, any sport. But he didn't exactly run away from the field, but he also didn't play himself out of the tournament either. It's just tough to win 3 straight years. So if you look at Scheffler right now, pull up the leaderboard here. Scotty Scheffler is scrolling. Scheffler. He's 1 over. Carded a 73 today. So he's tied for 33rd. So we said this is a smaller field, 75 guys. Cuts at 50. So, the 73, it's not great if you want to win 3 times in a row. But again, he can make up ground here, depending upon the course conditions and the weather and how this plays out. Then you got Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas. And, Jordan Spieth, I mean, this is an incredible putt this morning from Jordan Spieth to start his round of the Memorial here. And this is Jordan Spieth.
Jordan Spieth with his back to the flag here.
62-foot
25
putt.
feet of break. How about Jordan? He's going to follow it all the way there.
Look at that.
Come on. Yeah, how about that?
And we said it yesterday. If Spieth could get his putting under control, I mean, the rest of his game has turned it around. It's his putting that has been shaky. So he fired off a 62-foot putt to get his morning started. And he's right there. We took him as an outright, and he's still right there. He's tied for 13th. He's one under. Carter to 71 today. So, you know, he's still there. Now Justin Thomas, what did he card today? He is 2 over, shot a 74, tied for 44th. He's got some work to do. He just looked inconsistent at times. Still hanging around, but again, you know, he's just he's got a lot more work to do than Jordan Spieth. You know, one bad stretch can send you tumbling down the leaderboard here. And it's not, you know, but again, if you get a hot round, it puts you right back in contention. You know, we said it that this course is going to reward elite iron play here. And you got to be strategic in how you maneuver the golf course, and you got to be methodical. It's not going to play like CJ Cup a couple weeks ago. It's going to challenge these guys. Think back more to Aronimink a few weeks ago, and how, you know, and how that played out. And that's what you're getting this week at the Memorial. You know, it's just these guys. You can't make mistakes here. Tommy Fleetwood was pretty much a perfect round today. No mistakes. Clean card, no bogeys. I'm just looking at some of these other names. Sepp Straka was another one we talked about yesterday. Straka, he didn't really play himself out. But let me see where Sepp Straka is sitting at. Sam Burns was impressed me. He's 3 under and carded a 69 today. Tony Finau was 2 under. Haven't heard a lot from Tony Finau lately, but he was under par today. If anyone gives a fuck about Rory, he was 1 under. Who cares? He's never won this thing. He's not winning it this year, so fuck him. Gary Woodland, he was even. He had an impressive run to finish out his round. Impressive stretch of birdies. I think he had 4 birdies in a row. He did have a fucking snowman. He carded an 8. I forget what hole he had a snowman on, but he's still there. Tied for 23rd right now. And he's even. Straka, he's 2 over. He had a 74. But, you know, again, he didn't play himself out. He's right there in the mix, tied for 44th with Justin Thomas. But it forces these guys, this course forces these guys to hit quality shots, right? There's narrow landing areas, demanding approach shots. Screens are fast as fuck. There's trouble everywhere. Water on 13 holes, 68 bunkers. You know, it's going to matter how you scramble on the green. And we said it yesterday too, off the tee. You know, it's not just the distance, it's your accuracy. It's the total package off the green and gaining strokes off the tee. And your approach play is still king here. The quality iron players get rewarded and will separate themselves. That's why we were talking. I mean, obviously Scheffler's won this thing 2 years in a row, but Straka, Justin Thomas, Morikawa, Ludwig. So you got, where is it? So Ludwig's 1 under. He shot a 71 today. He's tied for 13th. Decky, he was even today, tied for 23rd. But again, these elite iron players that we talked about yesterday, these are the guys that are going to be in the mix all weekend long. They said it, your scrambling matters. You better have a short game here because the greens are fast, and you got to avoid bogeys. And your play around the green is going to determine whether you make the cut or whether you miss it. And especially if we get the winds tomorrow like they're forecasted, that's going to change a lot of things. So the guys if you look at the top of this leaderboard again, Wyndham Clark, J.J. Spahn, Tommy Fleetwood, Ryan Gerard, those are the 5 that are tied for the lead at 5 under. But then right behind them, Nick Taylor, Sam Burns, Justin Rose, Ryan Fox, J.T. Poston, Shane Lowry, Tony Finau, Cantlay, right? And then Spieth is right there, 13th. Keegan Bradley's 13th. These players here are the ones who, typically are better iron players, better approach players, and that's what you're going to see here. Players who struggle there, well, they're going to struggle. We also talked about Alex Smalley yesterday, and he is right now. He can't be this fucking. Oh, Jesus Christ. Alex Smalley shit the bed. Well, if you took Alex Smalley, he's fucking cooked. He shot an 83 today, and he is 11 over. Fowler took a fucking flyer on him, and he's fucking cooked. Again, tied for 68 with Sam Stevens. Fowler shot a 79. The fuck are you a pro golfer and shooting a 79 or an 83? Get the fuck out of here. So Smalley's cooked. Fowler's cooked. If you took Pearson Coody, which some people are talking about him, yeah, these guys are. I mean, Tom Hoagie 77, Bobby McIntyre 77, Harmon a 76, 45-year-old Brent Snedeker 76, Mac Meisner 75. That's still manageable. You're 3 over. Alex Smalley 83. Yeah, just pack your bags now, pal. Your weekend is over. For sure. So he's done. So yeah. So if you had any of those guys, they're all cooked. For the most part, other than the guys we just mentioned, even Matty Fitzpatrick, who's tied for 55th. Now, we hit the cut lines at 50. He's 3 over. So, again, most of the guys are still in the mix. They just got some work to do, which could be a difficult Friday from a scoring perspective if the winds pick up. But, every year, though, the Memorial does it to them. It just reminds you, that you need a complete bag to get around this course, and you got to be strategic in how you approach it. So we'll keep an eye on Fleetwood and these co-leaders in the morning, and Scotty makes a move. If we have any live bets, we'll fire them off at OTH Sports Pod on X, and then we'll be back here tomorrow night. We'll recap round 2 and NHL Finals and NBA Finals. I'll get you set up for Game 2 tomorrow. But that's how we're looking right now. Again, your leaders at the Memorial, a 4-way tie for first. Wyndham Clark, J.J. Spahn, Tommy Fleetwood, Ryan Gerard. They're all 5 under heading into round 2 tomorrow. And let's take a look at your Tommy trend of the day. And this one has absolutely nothing to do with betting, but it's one of the craziest sports stories that you're going to hear all year. And I have a clip to play because the guy explains it a hell of a lot better than I could. But since we're talking NHL Stanley Cup, I found this interesting clip on Jaromir Jagr. He has now had a former teammate appear in the Stanley Cup Final for 46 consecutive years. 46 years. Think about that. That's nearly half a century. Somebody who shared a locker with Jagr at some point throughout his career has now made it all the way to the Stanley Cup Final. That just seems like it's impossible. And just spanning multiple generations of hockey players. This guy his career overlapped with guys and legends from completely different eras. I mean, think about it. Lemieux, Gretzky. You went through the whole Red Wings dynasty, the Devils dynasty, Sidney Crosby, Ovechkin, and now the players coming up in today's NHL. It just keeps going and going and going. I'm going to play the clip so you can hear how this connects. And you think that's almost impossible when Yager came in the league. But this short clip explains how Jaromir Jagr has now had a former teammate appear in the Stanley Cup Final for 46 consecutive years.
Most insane sports statistic of all time, and it's not even close. And yeah, I'd argue it's better than Wilt's 100-point game. So if you know anything about hockey, you know about this guy, Jaromir Jagr. He's one of the greatest to ever do it. My man played 24 seasons in the NHL with 9 different teams. Played for Pittsburgh, obviously, Washington, New York, Philly, Dallas, Boston, Jersey, Florida, Calgary. The guy had thousands of teammates throughout his entire career. And because of how big his footprint has been on the NHL, for 46 consecutive Stanley Cups, at least one player who was playing on the ice in the Stanley Cup has shared a locker room with Jagr at some point. For 46 years. And I know what you're thinking, Evan, 46 years ago means it was 1980. Jagr's rookie year wasn't until 1990. So I just debunked your entire stat right there. And all of that is because of Brian Trottier. Because Brian won 4 cups with the Islanders during their dynasty back in the 80s. And then in 1990, during Jagr's rookie year, he signed with the Penguins, meaning that he shared a locker room with Jagr, and we can backtrack those Stanley Cup appearances. And this year, the 46-year streak is still alive because Vegas has Rasmus Andersson, who played with Jagr during the 2017-2018 season on the Calgary Flames. But the craziest part is, Jagr's still not done yet. My man is 54 years old right now and still lacing him up, playing hockey over in the Czech Republic. He played 6 games last season for the team he owns, but he still played. But to think that one guy had a career that was so long and so wide that it showed up in every single Stanley Cup final for almost 5 decades is absurd.
That is absolutely crazy. I mean, just think about it. 46 years now that has happened. And the dude's still playing fucking hockey. He's 54. That's unbelievable. Somehow this connection, this streak, just it seems like it's never ending. I mean, you know, until you actually trace it back, like that guy did in the video, it just seems like it's unfathomable. 46 consecutive Stanley Cup Finals with a Jaromir Jagr teammate involved somewhere in the series. That's one you can use a little sports trivia and get your friends on if you want. You're welcome. Yeah, there you go. A little sports trivia for you. Again, not really a betting trend, but I thought it was an interesting stat because I'm like, there's no way this is true until I watched the video. But Jaromir Jagr, 46 consecutive years that a former teammate of his is in the Stanley Cup Final. And will it continue next year? We'll see. But that is your Tommy trend of the day. And real quick, the Pikkit play of the day. We are now powered by Pikkit here at Off the Hook Sports. Pikkit, track it, talk about it, and cash it with Pikkit. All your friends, all your bets in one place with the Pikkit app. If you're not using the Pikkit app, listen, you're already behind the 8 ball and you're betting blind. You track all your bets, you share your plays, and follow the action along with your friends. And when you download the Pikkit app, just put in code OTH when you set it up. And follow us. And we're transparent, like we said, and everything's there on our Pikkit page, so you can follow along with us there, and as well as on X at OTH Sports Pod. But we said it at the top of the show because we're up against a puck drop, and the game just started 3 minutes in, nothing. So you didn't have a goal scored in the first 30 seconds like you did in game 1. But the Pikkit play of the day, as we told you at the top of the show, is the Vegas Golden Knights money line. Plus 140. That is the Pikkit play of the day, our Pikkit plays of the day. We are now 10-4 since partnering with Pikkit on the Pikkit plays of the day. And 10-4, let's see if we can make it 11-4 after Vegas goes up 2-0 tonight. We'll see what happens. We'll see if that cashes, but I have a pretty good feeling they're going to get it done. I think you get a good game tonight. So I'm going to hop off here, and I'm actually going to go watch the game. And that's going to wrap it up here. And let's see if we can keep this heater rolling. We will be back here tomorrow, probably like 6-ish, 6:30-ish, right before Game 2 of the NBA Finals. We'll get you set up for that. We'll recap Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals. We'll get you squared away with the leaderboard at Memorial and who made the cut, and set you up for weekend betting because live golf betting is a good time. And we'll get you set up for that. And we'll also have Clown of the Week, Bark Bets. We'll go off the rails. Full show tomorrow, 6:30-ish. Just look for the updates at OTH Sports Pod on X and Twitter. And hey, listen, to get the updates, if we helped you find a bet, stay off a bad one, helped you cash a bet, Pikkit play of the day, like I said, is 10-4, or gave you something to think about before placing a wager. That's what we're here for, because we all want to beat the books. Listen, do us a favor, hit the like, subscribe, comment, hit that bell so you get notified when we're live on here. We're live on here quite a bit. I'd say at least minimum 3 times a week, but 3, 4, sometimes 5 times a week we're on here, whether it's quick or long. But do yourself a favor, hit that like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you get notified when we are on here. And all the other picks, plays, betting nonsense, and whatever kind of funny shit we find will be at OTH Sports Pod on X. And love to have you join us and stick around and get notified. Let's ride this heater with these Pikkit plays of the day and see if we can cash another one tonight. But we'll be back here probably around 6:30 tomorrow. We'll get you updated with the start time tomorrow. Be posted on X at OTH Sports Pod. So my boys Mookie and Nash, I think one of them were chewing on a bone. Got to walk them and feed them and then settle in and watch this game. It is about 15 minutes left in the first period. Nothing. Game 2, Vegas in Carolina tonight. So nothing in that game. So that is it. Go enjoy the game. Good luck on your bets tonight. And we'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. And hopefully we'll be 11-4 on that Pikkit play of the day. Let's cash the tickets. Let's beat the books. And we'll see y'all at the window.